So many of us have tried to quote unquote fix our inner dialogue by arguing with it. We've tried replacing thoughts and policing language. We've tried redirecting our minds towards something more positive. And all of this makes sense, right? It's incredibly painful when our inner voice is super harsh. So, of course, we want to get rid of it. But most of the time, arguing with our thoughts doesn't really make things better, and sometimes even makes them worse. And this is because our inner dialogue isn't just a mental habit. It's an expression of deeper conditions that are held in our bodies and nervous systems, often somewhat subconsciously. I see a harsh inner voice as a sign that there's pain or suffering within. The words are just the part we hear, but the tone and the feeling state come from much deeper places. So instead of getting caught in the content of our thoughts and trying to change things at that level, we want to turn toward the feelings underneath the thoughts. We want to bring compassionate awareness into our bodies and feel the tightness in the chest or the sinking in the stomach or the internal pressure and confusion that causes our minds to shout at us in this way. We want to listen to the hurting parts underneath our mental commentary so we can bring them more support and understanding. Because when those hurting parts inside are seen and met and cared for, the tone of our inner dialogue can actually begin to shift in a significant way. Your inner voice changes when your inner world is cared for. So, in this somatic meditation to soften your inner dialogue, we're going to gently acknowledge that there's some sort of suffering here. And then we'll bring compassionate understanding to that suffering. I'll guide you to bring your attention to the sensations and emotions underneath the inner dialogue so that you can approach your inner world in an attuned and caring way. This is really just a beautiful practice of listening to and meeting what's here. And over time, this kind of deep listening can significantly reshape the way your inner world sounds and feels. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karenna with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing that helps you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. And as always, if you'd like to take this work even deeper, you can join me in regular live somatic healing practices and get ad-free access to this entire podcast inside Somatic Healing Hub. Somatic Healing Hub is a beautiful, deeply supportive online community filled with the structure, support, and somatic practices to help you actually feel better in your body and create real, lasting change in your life. We don't just talk about nervous system healing here, we practice it together because it's that consistent, lived experience of somatic healing showing up again and again in gentle and body-centered ways that truly reshapes our inner world. And when you give your body the gift of regular practice, you're not just decreasing your stress, you're building a new baseline of safety and ease and connection with your inner world that touches every part of your life. You can find all of the information in the show notes, and I hope you'll join me. Now, before this uninterrupted meditation, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now let's dive in to this somatic meditation to soften your inner dialogue. So finding a time and a space where it's safe and comfortable to close your eyes and turn your attention within. And with your eyes closed, just bring more attention to your breath. And on your next breath, gently imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Even imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and your belly button. Imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your heart and out through the crown of your head. And again, imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and the crown of your head. Gently imagining that you could breathe in through your heart and out through the palms of both hands. Feeling the space or the distance between your heart and your hands. And then imagining that you could breathe in through your heart and out through the soles of your feet. Again, feeling the space or the distance between those 2 points. And now just breathing in and out through your heart. And following your next breath deep into the core of your being. And as you're here, you're going to begin to notice the feelings beneath your thoughts, the feelings beneath your harsh inner voice. And notice what happens when I say that. And what calls your attention the most right now? And we're going to sense this feeling in your body. So whatever calls your attention the most, you're going to get curious and notice more and more about it. And I'm going to guide you through a series of questions to help you do that. And this is how we get to what's beneath. This is a really effective way to begin to understand what we're carrying within. And in doing so, we can bring ourselves more support and attunement. So that feeling that's calling your attention the most right now, where do you feel it the most? Is it more on the right or the left? Is it more deep or superficial? How big is it, or how much space does it take up within or around you? Breathing into the height, width, thickness, and shape. Does this feeling have a color or a quality? And how would you describe this feeling? Like, what descriptive words would fit? And now, with your imagination, just draw closer to this feeling. Letting yourself feel it. Letting this feeling be here. And as you draw closer, you notice more and more about it. And as you're noticing and feeling and exploring, I'm going to guide you through some affirmations followed by some sentence leads. So just repeating after me. What if it's okay that I feel this way right now? What if lots of people struggle like this sometimes? What if it's normal and natural that I would feel this way? What if it actually makes sense that I feel this way? Now drawing even closer to this feeling within. Noticing even more. And as you're here, connected to this feeling, connected to your inner world, you're just going to let your words come forward and finish the following sentences. So, finishing this sentence. Of course, I feel this way because. Breathing and feeling, and just letting your words come forward. Finish this sentence. What I'm really feeling deep down is. Breathing and feeling, and finishing this sentence. What I'm really struggling with within is. Breathing and feeling, and finishing this sentence. Honestly, what I really want or need when I feel this way is. Breathing, going even deeper, connecting more, and letting your words come forward. Finish this sentence. What would feel most supportive to me right now is. Breathing and feeling, and finishing this sentence. What I'm realizing as I say all of this is, breathing and feeling and finishing this sentence. How it feels to realize this is. And now just giving voice to anything else that wants to be spoken, or acknowledging anything else that wants to be acknowledged until that feels complete. And now gently, as you feel ready, bring your awareness back to your whole self. So we've really been focused on this feeling. And now just feel the wholeness and totality of you. And how do you feel now? What effect has this practice had on your system? And what do you understand about the feelings that lie beneath your inner dialogue? And remember, this meditation is here for you anytime you need it. To truly soften your inner dialogue, it takes more than once. It takes time to actually build a new relationship with your inner world, one where these parts within feel cared for and seen. So please revisit this meditation if you found it helpful and supportive. And now, before we bring this to a close, just ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs, and listen for any answer it gives you. And now, in your own timing and whenever you feel ready, just bring some gentle movement back into your body. Maybe stretch or wiggle or move in any way that feels good to you. And when you're ready, just let your eyes spontaneously open. Great work. So I'm curious, how was that somatic meditation for you? What shifted within, and what's it like to attune to the feelings that are beneath your inner dialogue, that are underneath your thoughts? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, if this kind of compassionate, deep listening approach resonates with you, you're warmly invited to join me inside Somatic Healing Hub. It's a space where we slow down together, reconnect with the body, and practice somatic healing in a way that really honors what's real and true inside. We use somatic tools just like the ones in today's meditation, not just once in a while, but consistently and in community. And that's where the transformation really happens. And I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.